Good evening and welcome.
I'm a firm believer that some of the best songs make the worst poetry. And I'm not the best guitar player in the world. I'm definitely not the best singer in the world, but I like to think I'm pretty good at writing bad poetry.
Little girl had a cat that always bit her ankles, drew as much blood as it saw fit. She grew up, chased me down, ate the grizzle. She swallowed up my bones and all my heartbeat. He tore the page out of the paper that said he's wanted, shines his gun all night until it lights up. Saw too much and now he's haunted. He had a choice and chose to give up, and he never killed a man, but he's a soldier. Bible in her hand, made her colder. Grandma died the night she let the cat out. I'm just gonna drink all day till I pass out.
Long before I became a smoker, I was a little kid, and I just sang constantly, to the point where siblings would bribe me to stop singing. And then one day I'm riding in the car with my sister singing a Matchbox 20 song, and she looks over and goes, "That sounded really good." So I kind of stuck with that. For a very long time I was very introverted. And I still am very introverted, but I overcome that every day. You know? And it becomes less and less of a struggle as I do it. But what has gotten me able to overcome that is getting on stage. Janis Joplin said painting puts you inside of yourself, whereas singing pulls you out. It's definitely something that's kind of pulled me inside out.
St. Peter locked the keys in the car. He'd been drinking all day and the night before. Fell down the stairs on his way back to fetch him. Now nobody gets into heaven anymore. And he never killed a man, but he's a soldier. Bible in her hand just made her colder. I'm just gonna drink all day till I pass out. Grandma died the night she let the cat out.
The phrase that I try and live by, especially with music, is foreign yet familiar. I want it to be something that people can kind of walk by and their ears will prick up a little bit, but I want it to be different enough to where they can honestly say, I haven't heard that before. That gets harder and harder. You know, music doesn't get smaller. I don't want it to be a tech manual. You know, I'd much prefer it to be a little bit closer to poetry, where you can read it and you can kind of put your own ideas behind there. And hopefully you can see the ideas you put behind it. I think music connects with you on a more physical level. And if it can connect on that physical level and kind of get past into an emotional or intellectual level, or a spiritual level, or something deeper than that, that's how you know you've got good music.
Yeah.
My ultimate goal is just to have been entertaining. You know, I heard a musician once say, nobody has as good a time at my show as I do. And that's very true. I have a blast.
Sold my soul at the crossroads.
The biggest compliment I've gotten from anybody in the audience has been, I really liked that song. But the compliment I heard wasn't, they thought this song was better, but they could identify that song. That's the compliment to me, that it doesn't all just run together. That it's not just one big blob of music sitting up on stage, that it's different enough to keep people's attention and keep them listening from song to song to song.
They call me Cincinnati, but I come from Tennessee. Oh, they say that I'm a stranger. Show 'em how a strange a man can be. Well, my father was a scarecrow, and my mother was a fire. When I was born, I could make the wind blow with just an ocean of desire. Because they call me Cincinnati. They say that I'm a stranger. Oh, show 'em how strange a man can be.
When you name something, you negate it. You put it in its own little box that this is what this thing is, or this person is, or this song is, or this line is. And when you do that, you take away all of the other interpretations of it. You take away everything that it could have been. And you just put a period at the end of the sentence. And it never changes again. You know, any kind of label that has been tried to put on me, there's always a moment, or a long moment sometimes, of just absolute rejection of that label. Some of the best shows I had, I was singing very clear, higher pitched notes. People said, "I think that's the best show you've ever done." That's when I just started screaming. You know, that's when I grabbed hold of the Tom Waits voice and kind of went with that. Because it's like, no, that's not the best. This is going to be the best. And when somebody says that's the best, it's like, no, that's not the best. Let me show you this. You know, it's like, no, don't do that. That's not for me.
I'll show 'em how strange a man can be. Oh, yes, say. Call me Cincinnati. But I come from Tennessee. They say that I'm a stranger. I'll show 'em how a strange man can be. Oh, how a strange man can be, yeah.
Music has already taken me somewhere. Now I'm doing great. Yeah, I could work in a mailroom for the rest of my life, but as long as I can get off work and go and play, even if it's just open mics or random acoustic shows on the side of the street, that'll be pretty fulfilling for me. As long as I get at least one person who comes up and says that they liked it, so that I can be sure to change it next time I do.